This is part number one of probably what will be a two-part series of the cars as they appeared in the parade at the villages at the end of the Great Race. This is not the order in which they finished. They assembled together at another point and formed this parade. And they parked the cars at a central square so that people could observe them at their leisure. One of the problems, of course, videoing this is the number of people that were lined up on the parade route. And as you'll see, I kind of kept my distance from the cars at the beginning. Here I'm fairly close to them, but then I moved to the sidewalk, and the problem there is that a lot of people block your way, inadvertently of course, but that's what happens. A lot of nice old cars with that old Cadillac convertible. And hot rods, cars of all descriptions. So mercifully I will keep my narration to the minimum, and you can just enjoy the cars as they come by. One of the problems they had was the cars overheating. You'll see some cars with the doors open. Of course, these cars, the vast majority are, I'm sure, not air conditioned. And another problem was sitting idle for periods of time. It took a while to get the parking of these cars organized, so that, and I cut a lot out of these videos so that they might appear choppy, but it's my best effort to have you not waste your time in looking at a lot of empty streets while the rest of the cars caught up. There's a neat little Hudson. Certainly was a favorite at the racetrack back in the day. Hudson Hornet. By the way, there were prizes awarded in different categories, and I'm not privy to who won what, but there are substantial prizes. They started in Maine, rural Maine, and wound up in Florida. I think it was 10 days, the duration. Not sure about that. There were stops along the way. This was, of course, the last stop. There's a nice little Mustang. All these cars are in really nice shape considering the journey that they just took. Now here you can see I'm removed from the action here on the more on the sidewalk, and I'm in the shade. Believe me, it is about 96 degrees at the Villages. It's about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon Sunday, so it's really hot, and I can see why these cars had problems with overheating. I think a lot of people were overheated too, and that's why I chose this shady spot under an overhang. You find in Florida, once you're out of the sun, the direct rays of the sun, it's not too bad, particularly if there's a little breeze. But if you're in the direct sunlight, you're asking for trouble. And of course, there was no shielding these cars coming down the street. Now there's an Auburn boat-tailed speedster. Quite a car. There you see, going. And there's a little Saab. I videoed this later on, because such a neat car. It has a V4. That was a new engine for it. That was a 4-stroke engine. They originally had a 2-cycle engine. We had to add oil to the gas. Here's a nice little Mustang and a Thunderbird. Another Mustang. This really is quite a endurance tour, and for many of these people, this isn't their first one that they've taken. The route is usually from north to south and east to west, I believe, or west to east. I forget which. Nice old Buick, yeah, and a little Volkswagen Beetle. So as you can see, all types and kinds of cars made the trip. So it's a testimony. I think like 90 some cars started. And there you see the ever-present golf carts that are all over the villages. Believe me, they're very popular. Later on in the parade, you'll see a lot of golf carts stopped by the side of the road and made a convenient vantage point for the people to see the parade. Now there you see, with those bulbous fenders, a reproduction of a 37 Bugatti. Now I have a detailed video of that, which I will show. The owner told me that they made molds of the original fender, so forth, and that's how this car was recreated. Amazing looking car. There's a nice little Chevy. And an old Packard convertible. And that guy's sitting out in the middle of the sun. And a nice Camaro. Lots of old Fords. Very popular. There's a LaSalle, that maroon car. Pretty interesting car. And it's smoking a bit. And I see people just wandering along the parade route. This was the preferred way to see the cars, really, because otherwise you'd wait forever till they passed you. So this kind of took the bull by the horns and went along the street here. Yeah, they've taken off the sides of the engine cover there so that probably gets a little more cool air circulating. Here it looks like a Toyota, and of course Ford. So we're gradually coming to an end of part 1. I believe I can accomplish the rest of the parade with a part 2. And I hope you're enjoying this. This certainly is a neat endurance contest, and shows that old cars can do a nice long trip properly maintained. Very nice.